Hey, good morning. This is a booktube video on Wilkie Collins. Now, sorry I haven't been online. One, I've been trying to get my bangs to dread up, so, I had a lot of wax in there. It was looking like a lunatic. But we also had a mouse problem. Anyway, I've been reading audiobooks as I've been cleaning, and I enjoyed my very first Wilkie Collins. And I have two. I've read two of them since I've been online last with you. So I'm going to give you two book reviews today. I wrote them and shared them on Facebook, so I'm just going to read them. Tried a new author today, English writer Wilkie Collins, and his writing was so good. I can't wait to read more. Spoiler alert. I read The Dream Woman. It was about a 40-year-old man named Isaac who still lived with his mother. She was widowed, but he was known as Unlucky Isaac because he was unlucky in love and unlucky in careers. He did get a job as a hostler, Hostler, which is, I looked that up, a stable worker with horses. And it was on his 40th birthday that he decided to take a different route home from work, but he was unacquainted with the area, and he felt he was about 15 miles away from home. It started raining. It was his birthday, so he decided to get a room. He awoke with an apparition of a blonde woman holding a knife, and she pulled the knife out of her sleeve, and in stealth silence, with no sound in her moving across the floor, she started to stab his mattress, and he was flopping around avoiding the knife. His candle went out, and it's now dark. He starts yelling for the master of the house, who came running down with the candle in one hand and a gun in the other. Isaac was yelling about the murderer in his room. He said he dodged the knife, but it went into the mattress several times. The master went into the room, said, "The bed is fine. Get the fuck out of here. You must have been dreaming. You woke me and scared me and the missus up with murderer in the house." So he paid the bill and left, and the rain stopped. And he was just relieved after what he just went through in that room. He made it home to his mother, and he told her all about it. And he said he was still shaken up and just not himself. His mom hugged him and started writing down all the details about what he remembered. It was 2 a.m. It was his birthday. The knife that she was holding had a buckhorn handle. She wrote it all down, locked it in the writing desk, and Isaac just tried not to think about it again and move on with his life. His life did get better after that event. Somebody died in a carriage accident, and he was bequeathed some money, enough for him and Mom to live comfortably for a few years, and he even got his own place. His mom was older and sick, and one day she ran out of medicine. So Isaac went to the pharmacy to fill it for her, and as he was walking into the pharmacy, there was a woman walking out, and he inquired with the pharmacist all about her. And he was told that she was looking for drugs for a bad tooth, but that the pharmacist couldn't help her. He filled his mom's prescription and went to look for that woman, and he found her and asked if she was okay. Her name was Rebecca. She looked thoroughbred, like she lived a very comfortable life, but she told him a sad story. She said, "The police know all about me, because I tried to kill myself a few times." He said, "Don't kill yourself. I'm going to follow you around all day to make sure you don't." She said, "Your kind words made me want to live, so I'll be okay tonight. Check on me tomorrow." And she left. And he went home and with Mom's prescription and found her reading that paper locked in the desk. The next day, he checked on her, and she vanished. He said, "If I was 20 years old, this would be fun, but I'm now 40 years old, and I am infatuated with her." He wanted to give her more reasons to live. He offered to marry her. She helped him plan what to tell his mother, and they concocted a story about being his buddy's sister rather than the suicidal lunatic that she was. He was happy, but a little uneasy. And he announced the engagement. Mom was happy, but then saw the woman and got anxiety. Mom said, "She fits the description of that dream woman you had." And Isaac started chasing Rebecca, and Rebecca came back, and 3 weeks later, they were a man and wife. Mom did not want to see the daughter-in-law. It had nothing to do with her whack past. It was just the description of the specter woman with the knife. Isaac said, look, my mom is old and nuts. His birthday's coming around. His new wife, Rebecca, is now drinking heavily and hanging out with the drunks. So these domestic calamities of his drunken wife, his sick mother, and him had him in misery. Mom heard about the troubles at home. She said, I want you to be happy, son. Let's go talk to her. It was 1 p.m. when they found Rebecca at home in the kitchen. It was early in the day. She only had a few drinks. The meeting went well. Rebecca served some bread with a knife that had a buckhorn handle, which freaked Mom out. Mom was like, look, that's the knife from the dream from 8 years ago. And then Isaac started to get a little freaked out too. Mom said, just take me home. She pleaded with her son not to go back there. He was like, I gotta go, it's my wife. He did, and Rebecca was now sloshed. He wanted to find the knife so that he felt safe, but he couldn't find the knife, so he asked her for it, and she was like, it's mine. He looked for it, still couldn't find it, so he was scared to sleep in the same room with her. Mom died soon later, and her last words to him was, don't go back, my son, don't go back, which freaked him out even more. It's now funeral day, and Rebecca got drunk before the funeral and was threatening to do some dumb shit in the funeral procession, and he hit her. But he immediately repented, and he was scared, and he just locked her into the bedroom until the funeral was over. When he got back, she said, no man's ever hit me twice. I'm out of here. And she left. He locked the door and slept with it locked for 6 days. There was nothing. It was just quiet. On the 7th day, though, a girl appeared at his bedside. It was his wife. And she had the knife up her sleeve, just like the apparition in the hotel. She said, I don't want to see you anymore. And he left. He saw a policeman, and he asked the policeman for the date and time. The policeman said it's 2 a.m., and the date was his birthday. He was freaked out even more. Did he just escape mortal peril? Had the knife. He had the knife with him, but he wanted the police to find and follow her because he was scared of her. He went back to his house. There was nobody there. He saw the picklock on the floor, which was how she got in, but he didn't know where she was, which made him uneasy. So he just left his house, the entire town forever. He told the neighbors, sell his stuff for him, and give the money directly to the police to trace down the woman in the end. I enjoyed it. That was my first Wilkie Collins. I loved it. I should have looked up what year that was written in. Hold on, give me 1 second. There's juice on this thing. 1800s. Hold on. $1855. Says it was originally published as Osler, which is good to know because I saw Osler in there as a choice. Okay, so that was my first Wilkie Collins. It was called The Dream Woman, 1855. Like, it's almost a 200-year-old book. Like, and she's on prescription drugs, at this pharmacy, a suicidal woman, in pain, cops getting paid privately. Fucked up. Okay. I also read by Wilkie Collins, A Terribly Strange Bed. This review is much shorter. That was it was a very short story. It's about a gambler in Paris in a gambling house. He drank too much, or he was poisoned. He said he drank liquid fire. He had to lay down. He got a room there, and he had a vision of suicidal loser gamblers and also winners that were murdered for their winnings in that exact same bed that he was lying on. So that was nice. Short story, he was worried about being worried that he was sick because he drank that liquid fire and he was burning up. I did enjoy the description of the moonlit night, and he did believe he uncovered a secret suffocation murder of the gamblers who win big. Okay, that was Wilkie Collins. That was called A Terribly Strange Bed. So I hope you enjoyed these two reviews.